This is the award-winning Brooklyn College News,
covering New York City and your neighborhood.
A shooting shakes a Brooklyn neighborhood and children worry.
A Brooklyn startup finds that coffee and tea add up to smart business.
Day laborers and the immigration bill. Will it change their lives? All that and more coming up. Welcome to Brooklyn College News. I'm Susana Rojas.
And I'm Charles Baldini.
If you live in Brooklyn, you know that gun violence is a frightening reality in some neighborhoods.
Communities want it to end. We have team coverage from Bed-Stuy, East Flatbush, and Bensonhurst. Ashika James reports from Bed-Stuy.
If they would do it to a 11-year-old, they would have no problem doing it to a 9-year-old such as myself.
Kavan is now afraid that he might be shot standing outside his building. In June, 11-year-old Talani Mazik was shot while she stood in front of her building. She may never walk again.
It's bad when things like this happen. Like you feel insecure about even stepping out of your doorway.
It's just continuing. It's not going to stop. You cannot get these guns off the street.
Police are out in full force as a NYPD Skywatch tower was moved to a more prominent location after the shooting.
There were more policemen around, standing just in front of the buildings, walking up and down the block. But it also made it feel a lot safer for me to walk outside.
But the fear of guns is still a real problem in this community.
Why are these guns in our neighborhood? That's the issue.
City Council member Albert Van is organizing neighborhood watch groups to keep a lid on the violence.
We have been organizing for some time. We've had more people sign up and receive block watching training than perhaps any other community in the city of New York.
Meanwhile, people are still concerned about Talani's well-being.
My prayers are with them desperately, and we just hope that she recovers and that no child should be shot. No one really should have to experience what that family is going through. And my heart goes out to the child because her grandma now has passed away.
11-year-old Talani Mazik remains hospitalized at Columbia University Medical Center and is showing signs of improvement. Reporting from Columbia University Medical Center, this is Ashika James, BCN News.
Continuing our team coverage, Jonothon Donaldson reports about the push to protect 86th Street in Bensonhurst.
They got mugged once already. They threw me down on the floor and I wound up... Yes, and I wound up in the hospital.
Buses drive by, trains overhead, and streets are crowded. 86th and 20th Avenue in Bensonhurst is extremely busy, but two recent murders put people on edge.
A lot of old ladies get knocked down, young people get knocked down.
Because of community concern, cameras will go all along 86th Street during the next 3 years. It's an eye above the street, and that means someone will always be watching.
I support the idea of cameras.
Reverend Gerald Cantalupo had to think about it. He has been in the community trying to stop gang violence for a number of years now.
I had a struggle with it originally on the idea of privacy. I understand that argument, but it's a deterrent to crime.
People's attitudes changed after the recent shooting and killing of Isaac Kader in his 99-cent store. Police say that the suspect could possibly be linked to another shooting. Brooklyn College professor and an expert in privacy and policing, Alex Vitale, believes this won't provide as much help immediately.
Well, I think the impact will be pretty limited. As I've said, the cameras that have been used here in New York have primarily played a role in catching people after they've committed crime.
The NYPD's safety cameras will cost the city $400,000. The plan calls for installation over the next 3 years.
I guess it's for the better since there has been a lot of crime, right? And since someone did get shot last week, I guess it would help prevent more crime going on here.
I think it's a good idea. It's a pretty populated neighborhood and I've lived here for a pretty long time. I would feel confident.
Bay Ridge residents also want surveillance cameras. There's an increase in petty larceny and felony assault according to crime stats from the 68th precinct. Jonothon Donaldson, Brooklyn College News.
In East Flatbush, Charles Carr continues our team coverage.
No mother should ever have to bury a child.
Natasha Christopher's son was shot and killed in Bushwick last summer. She joined others to rally outside Glenwood Playground to protest gun violence. Some wore yellow, others wore T-shirts to honor a friend killed recently.
We are tired from shooting. We are afraid of shooting. With older people and younger people and children.
Police seized these guns in East Flatbush and neighborhoods close by. In the past 3 years, 55 people were killed in East Flatbush. Councilman Jumaane Williams wants more community centers and activities for kids.
From the government,
that has to put enough resources into the community.
Brooklyn District Attorney Charles Hines called upon the community to cooperate with law enforcement.
We cannot attack people for giving information to my office or the police. We have to stop talking about snitching being something wrong. Snitching is a noble thing.
To drum up community support, the group marched 2 miles. They welcomed all bystanders to join the protest. They handed out T-shirts and knocked on doors and ended at Flatbush Gardens, where they held an information resource fair. Charles Carr, Brooklyn College News.
Williamsburg, Brooklyn is one of our city's fastest growing neighborhoods. Hipsters put a spotlight on the area and it's now a hot destination. It's my neighborhood and I went home to talk to the old timers.
Condos everywhere, restaurants on every block. Every place you go now, there's something new. Even on the corner here, they just built a new restaurant right on the corner.
Sal's seen it all. He serves a cappuccino in his San Marco pizzeria. The restaurant served up pies to the neighborhood since his father opened in the 50s.
It's always good. Change is always good.
And the old Italian neighborhood of Williamsburg certainly has changed. Hipsters moved in and high-rises went up.
Now there's million-dollar homes and restaurants, and you sit right, there's the ferry that takes you right into Manhattan.
The smell of pasta vazul fills Joanne Nunziata's kitchen. Her recipe stays the same, but that can't be said for Williamsburg.
So it really changed, I feel, for the better.
Joanne, Sal, and their families are among those who stayed in Williamsburg. Italians emigrated here in the 1950s, but fewer and fewer remain.
Growing up, everyone's been here 30, 40, 50 years. You knew everyone on the block. And now it's basically high and by.
Artists moved into Williamsburg in the early 90s. Hipsters and real estate developers followed, and the high-rises went up. The financial meltdown in 2008 stopped the growth for a while. Assemblyman Joe Lentil is a local guy who's seen it all.
And money wasn't available for borrowers, as well as construction loans wasn't available for people who wanted to develop the land.
That's changed now. With the improved economy, you see new buildings go up throughout the neighborhood.
And you can see that this year there's probably an explosion of development that you hadn't seen since 2007 or 2008.
Many from the old guard did not like the changes and moved away. But those who remain support the change.
It's a trendy neighborhood, up and coming. It's a lot of fun, exciting, especially for the younger generation.
There's a bonus for the longtime Williamsburg residents. While they get to enjoy the restaurants and the nightlife, they also benefit from the dramatic rise in property values, and they're not complaining.
There's a lot more. Stay with us. 9/11 Memorial attracts people from around the world, and we're there too. Big Apple eats and we take a bite. We're in the kitchen of a hot Brooklyn restaurant.
This is Tiki Barber for the Fresh Air Fund. Children who have never experienced the country can when you call to host a Fresh Air Fund child.
Welcome back. Many of us see day laborers every morning. They line up on corners to get work. Now, proposed immigration reform may change their status and give them more opportunity. Karen Mendoza reports.
The man in the striped shirt is Juan de Leon. He stands on the corner of 18th and Coney Island Avenue every morning and can make $100 to $150 a day if he gets picked for a job.
The problem I've had is the lack of money.
That's Juan, getting into a car for a job. Day laborers, undocumented immigrants, say standing on the corner and waiting to get picked up is their best shot at getting work.
I sweep and pick up garbage. Whatever job they give me is fine.
We found out the workers are from all over the world. This man is from Russia and says he can do different jobs.
Painting, cement, move.
Brooklyn neighbors who talk to us appear sympathetic.
People need to work, People gotta do what they gotta do,
Sometimes these hard workers get cheated and discriminated against.
I worked for this one guy and he didn't pay me. He owes me 2 days' pay.
The boss sometimes, they see like you are a Spanish guy, they have you separate from other guys, like white guys.
The proposed immigration reform in Congress might change day laborers' legal status.
Many of them are willing to have documents to be able to have a training, for example, to become electricians, licensed electricians or carpenters, and they don't have any access to any of these services just because they're not residents.
But the requirements might leave out those who do not speak English.
And if you have all requirements, except that you don't speak English, it's gonna be like, that person is gonna be left out.
There is a lot of uncertainty about this immigration bill. In the meantime, these men will continue to try and get a job the best way they know how. Karen Mendoza, Brooklyn College News.
A report from the Congressional Budget Office estimates the proposed immigration bill will decrease the federal budget deficit by $197 billion between 2014 and 2023.
If you're unemployed and looking for work, job fairs provide a good way to connect with employers. But reporter Orinthia Robinson found some job seekers still have a tough time.
People waited patiently online for a chance to meet employers at a job fair in PS 375. The Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce organized the event to connect job seekers with local employers. Unemployment is 7.8% in New York State, lower than 8.2% in 2009. Some state and city agencies recruited here.
Right now in the New York State Police, we are recruiting actively. We're looking for a wide diversity of applicants. They have to be between ages of 20 and 29.
That's a problem because most job seekers are older.
They seem to be geared towards youth training, at least for this job fair. That's what I've seen. It's not for people like myself.
It was a disappointing day for many.
And most job prospective don't look at the age as productive for their company. They feel you're too old.
Nobody is catering to senior citizens. We're able-bodied people that are willing to work. Just give us a chance.
AARP, the organization that helps people 50 and older, says they're trying.
We're here to assist persons 55 years and older in seeking verified employment. We have training programs for these persons where we pay a minimum wage of $7.25 as we place them in host agencies while waiting to get them real employment.
The day was lucky for at least one job seeker.
Well, I found one position over there. They're actually hiring for secretary and for program aides.
Older workers have to overcome a lot of bias, but the growing pool of people over 55 who need work may convince employers to rethink attitudes. Orinthia Robinson, Brooklyn College News.
Brooklyn's LGBT community celebrates with a pride march after a string of biased attacks. Russell Midori reports.
Bright colors, dancing, and cheerfulness were all on display for Brooklyn's 17th annual Pride Parade in Park Slope.
Happy Pride!
Paraders waved rainbow flags, posed proudly for photos, and celebrated with friends.
I'm a lesbian, I'm proud, I love my people, and I'm here to celebrate.
Groups marched by displaying their banners and a sense of solidarity. Borough President Marty Markowitz said Brooklyn Pride is an example for the nation.
And it's really, I think, a message for America, particularly areas that are contemplating the legalization of same-sex marriages.
The recent murder in the West Village made this event even more important for those who attended to celebrate the LGBT community's pride.
Mark Carson was shot dead last month, allegedly by an anti-gay gunman. In light of this tragedy, mayoral candidate Bill de Blasio said citizens and leaders need to fight for further progress toward equality.
We have to make sure we stomp out bias everywhere in the city. Any attack is intolerable, and we have to stand up to it.
Although crimes against homosexuals in New York are up 70% from last year, paraders didn't let the pain of prejudice dampen their pride.
It's good to know that, everybody comes out to show that, it doesn't matter, what happens in the society, that we still can go out and just have a good time together.
Reporting from Park Slope, Brooklyn, I'm Russell Midori.
Thousands visit the 9/11 memorial every day. Ashley Ramsey went to find out what the memorial means to them.
It's a really good thing to pay homage to the people who lost their lives, the people who tried to save others' lives and ended up losing their own.
Derek Johnson tours the 9/11 memorial with his boys club. He showed them what happened here.
Finding out that they weren't even born at the time that this took place, it made me want to share some piece of history with them.
8 million visitors, some from all around the world, visited the 9/11 Memorial since it opened in 2011.
It's heart-wrenching.
2 enormous reflecting pools memorialize the 2,983 people killed here when terrorists flew planes into the Twin Towers.
Remembering it, you're telling people this is what we are. We're going to stand up to everybody. We're going to tell them that this hasn't defeated us. This has made us stronger.
Anthony Guido, Memorial spokesman, says Michael Arad's design reflects the lives that were lost.
His design is centered around these 2 reflective pools set in the footprints of the North and the South Towers as they fell on 9/11. Most importantly, the 3,000 names themselves are rung in bronze around each of the 2 pools here at the site.
It's so emotional, seeing the names and just knowing it's just what these people went through. The 9/11 Memorial is not fully complete, but the museum will open its doors in September 2013. Ashley Ramsey, Brooklyn College News.
Coney Islanders are still recovering after Hurricane Sandy. Residents are rebuilding their homes and businesses as they try to get back to normal. Nandi Barker reports.
Walk on the boardwalk at Coney Island, and things seem okay, but not far away, it's a different story.
Well, you can start with what's here, you know. No, this is the bedroom, downstairs bedroom.
Dexter is using insurance money to repair his house. He and his family live upstairs.
Well, we have the upstairs bathroom, so we're okay.
Dexter thinks it will take 2 more months to renovate his house. In nearby Seagate, some weren't that lucky.
Well, actually, behind me, there was a house, which I saw wrecked.
There is better news here at the Footprints Cafe.
We had actually 5 feet of water.
The restaurant reopened in January, and advertising helps to attract customers.
Well, lots of new faces because at the moment we have an 11-week advertisement running on Channel 12, which we never did before. So that has helped us a lot in bringing in a lot of new customers.
Although Dexter told us it will take 2 more months to repair his home, it seems like he really has a long way to go, and we saw many others in the same position. Nandi Barker, Brooklyn College News.
We've got a lot more coming up. Stay with us.
Hundreds of thousands sign up for New York's Bike Share program.
It's the new way to commute.
This new phone is awesome. It has made my life so much easier. You know, I get kind of bored when I'm driving and I need to know what's going on. So now, with this huge screen, a keyboard, and a ton of apps, I can get a text and write back right away, no problem. It's like I barely even have to look at it.
Oh, hey, bud. Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
I've been meaning to ask you, is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome back. New York Mets held their annual summer blood drive at Citi Field, and Jonothon Donaldson went to see what was going on.
Mr. Met gave a pat of encouragement to people who came out for the team's annual blood drive. The New York Blood Center teamed up with the Mets to get volunteers to donate blood. There were already over 75 people within the first hour waiting to donate blood.
Our goal today is to have over 600 donors come and donate blood, which is quite an accomplishment, and every year the Mets are extremely successful in this drive.
The drive attracts donors who want to help, and the Mets offer of 2 free tickets for every donor sweetens the deal.
Awesome, really good to help out, to donate, to give it to a good cause, you know, hopefully.
Free tickets don't hurt.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is a perk, but it was awesome.
Organizers count on events like this to provide blood for hospitals.
And this is the biggest event for the New York Blood Center in the local area.
I also donated. Although it hurt, I hope it will be used to save a life. And Mr. Met raised the day a success.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, ready, Mr. Met? Okay. How do you feel about the blood drive today? Big things? How do you feel about your Mets, though? Mr. Met is not so happy about the team's performance. Unfortunately, the blood drive fell just a little short of its goal. Jonothon Donaldson, Brooklyn College News.
The new champion of the Scripps National Spelling Bee, Arvind Mahankali, was honored at City Hall. Tanisha Sweet has the story.
Only in America.
At a City Hall news conference, Mayor Bloomberg saluted National Spelling Bee winner, 13-year-old Arvind Mahankali.
Only in New York City could a child of Indian immigrants who speaks Spanish and Telugu win the competition for spelling a Yiddish word.
Arvind spelled the Yiddish word Canadal. Apparently, there are 3 other ways to spell it. Arvind spelled it the dictionary way.
Spelling by Merriam-Webster's Third New International Dictionary is Knaidel.
There are some arguments by Yiddish experts, but arguments won't steal Arvind's thunder.
No.
S-T-U-Y.
At the mayor's request, he spelled Stuyvesant, the name of the high school he plans to attend in the fall. And for them both, Katz's Deli provided chicken soup with canadals, mostly known as matzo balls. 3 portions for the 3 times that Arvind competed in the championship. His little brother isn't sure he'll follow in Arvind's footsteps.
Maybe I could lead another path of my own.
In that school, Arvind received royal treatment.
It turned out they'd actually baked the cake for me, and they gave me a card, and they created a little crown out of paper.
As for his mom, she's proud that he kept going until he won.
This knowledge will really stay with him, so learning all these words will really help him in anything he's going to take.
Arvind plans to pursue a career in physics and is already dreaming of going to MIT. It'll be fun to see how his career develops. Tanisha Sweet, Brooklyn College News.
Forget all those complaints about the city's bike share program. It's a huge success. Sharina Nadura checks it out.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and people riding shared bikes through the Flatiron District head to work.
It's perfect with the city bike because I want to get in shape again, and it's a perfect way to go to work.
Citibank funded the bike share program, and the bikers we saw seem extra cautious but also happy. Riders can choose from 6,000 bicycles at 330 stations in Manhattan and Brooklyn. First, you find a station, unlock the bike, and ride away. You return it to any station. A 24-hour pass is $9.95. 7 days, $25.95, and $95 for annual membership.
It's the first time I used it, actually. It's kind of cool. You know, instead of walking or taking the subway, it's a neat alternative.
But we saw people struggle to get the bikes out of the racks or put the bikes back.
It didn't work. Locking station didn't work. The cart didn't work.
One day, kiosks in Williamsburg and another in Herald Square didn't work at all.
It still got some kinks. It took me a while to return the bike till it clicked and it was returned.
Despite all the glitches, people want to ride the bikes.
More and more riders sign up every day, and City Bike is so successful that it looks like it will expand to include neighborhoods in Queens and more in Brooklyn. Charina Nadura, Brooklyn College News.
The Big Apple is a hot spot for small businesses. There are more than 2 million in New York City. I discovered a standout new business in Carroll Gardens. You can get a steaming cappuccino or a glass of tea at the new spot in Carroll Gardens.
I was with my family having dinner. I was drinking tea. The waiter came by and actually put coffee in my tea by mistake, and then that's how Tiffy came about.
David and his brother Minoskar opened Tiffy in March. David saved for 10 years and then researched.
So I started traveling. I started going to workshops for coffee and tea, conventions, seminars. Even traveled to Colombia to a few farms with my mother. So it was just intense research.
His brother studied how to build a business.
Learning how to produce quality and how to get your orders right and know who you want to work with. This business, any business, is like building relationships.
They chose Carroll Gardens because there is nothing like it.
When I found this place, I saw the potential, the growth.
And they got help from the New York City Mayor's Office of Small Business Solutions.
They just basically were able to get permits filed quickly, inspections done sooner, and eventually get the health department here to sign me off.
The customers give Tiffy a thumbs up.
So many teas, so many coffees, and they know exactly what they're doing. And the customer service.
And I'm very interested in tea and coffee, and he does it scientifically.
The Office of Small Business Solutions offers a range of services. You can find out all about them by going to nyc.gov/nycbusiness.
Now we throw it on over to Taylor Baker with sports. Taylor?
Thanks, Charles. The Jets and Patriots rivalry heats up. With Tim Tebow now a New England Patriot, former head coach Rex Ryan wonders how the Patriots will use Tebow. Maybe a little sarcastically, he says if the Patriots want to replace Tom Brady with Tim Tebow, that's fine. Coach Bill Belichick was asked how he will use Tim Tebow. Quote, "I don't know. We'll see. He's a talented guy. He's smart. He works hard. He can do a lot of things." Talk of big change for Major League Baseball. Some want the National League to use the designated hitter system. That means a pitcher won't get to bat. Change could come after Commissioner Bud Selig retires in 2014. Taylor Baker, Brooklyn College News.
Thanks, Taylor. Russell Midori went fishing for a recipe in Brooklyn. He found it right in Park Slope at Bonnie's Grill. Here's Russell with the Big Apple Eats.
Plenty of recipes have come and gone from the Bonnie's menu over the last 15 years, but one dish is so popular it has been there since day one.
The catfish burger is my favorite thing about Bonnie's.
Most customers come to this 50s-style diner for their authentic buffalo wings and juicy grilled hamburgers. But the catfish burger holds its own. It became their signature dish because it fits the restaurant's theme so well.
But we like to go hot and spicy here, and we like comfort food. So those are the two things that the catfish burger has. There's sauteed jalapeno in there to give it a little bit of kick. And it's a comfort food, works well with our French fries. You eat it with your fingers and just enjoy.
They start by laying out fresh catfish fillets. The prep cook seasons them with a pepper spice rub and a pinch of kosher salt. Then they bake the seasoned fillets and use that time to get the other flavors cooking.
While that's resting, we saute some pepper, onion, jalapeno, and cumin together.
After about 25 minutes, the fillets finish baking and the herbs finish sautéing. Now it's time to mix things up. The sautéed onions and spices go into a large bowl and cool off.
We'll mix them all together with some egg and breadcrumb.
And they combine the catfish fillets to make a thick mix.
Crumble it all up.
When they shape it into patties, the flavorful fish and bold spices become just as workable as a regular hamburger. When the cooks have the patties on the line, they pan sauté them with butter. At the same time, the line cooks grill sliced tomatoes. Finally, they serve it with lettuce and Bonnie's own garlic mayo. The end result has all the rich flavor of a catfish. It has a hearty jalapeno kick, and it still eats like a burger.
New York is home to all kinds of food from all over the world. But Brooklyn's the one place where you can get the catfish burger.
Want to try out Bonnie's Grill for yourself? It's on 5th Avenue in Park Slope near Garfield Place. Reporting on this first installment of Big Apple Eats, I'm Russell Midori. Eat well, New York.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. I'm Susana Rojas.
And I'm Charles Baldini. We'll see you next time.